Look, man.
Where? Oh, I see.
Wow.
Oh my. Bowen, look over there.
Wow, is that
culture?
Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Las Culturistas.
Ding dong, Las Culturistas calling as our guest takes a massive hit of the vape. I'm jealous, to be quite honest.
Stars are back. Star behavior is back. Hit the vape.
Expand on that.
It's
You
just
know-
weed.
No, we know.
It's just weed.
We love it. We're
doesn't
obsessed.
matter. This is the thing. Back in the day, like let's say at the Chateau, there would be signs. I'm saying in the 70s.
Yeah.
There'd be signs on the doors that were like, no actors.
Why? Because they'd be
Well, because it like
The revelry?
people in showbiz were never moral paragons.
no.
And now it's like, okay, we all gotta like behave and like
Everyone
watch what
walk
we
in a
say.
straight line and watch
walking
what
on
you say. No
eggshells.
smoking inside.
I'm sick of eggshells.
I'm so fucking
They're
sick
hard
of
to
these
scoop out of
eggshells.
the egg when you crack the egg.
Give me the yolk straight away, and you know when I'm coming.
You
Because I
know.
call in advance. I make a reservation.
This is my I don't think so, honey. Later, it's gonna be egg forward. Period.
We just high five for those who can't watch us and are listening to this like it's still just a podcast.
It's TV.
It's TV.
It's a TV show. We're on the idiot box like everyone else.
Hey, speaking of TV, the Emmys, I just want to say some shout outs. Hannah
Shout-outs.
Einbinder, we're proud of you, baby. Every single bit of
Every
you
moment.
rocks.
Hannah Einbinder,
We love you.
Gene Smart.
Kristen Milioti,
Oh,
it happens.
Aaron Doherty, adolescence.
Love. Owen Cooper, Adolescence.
Owen Cooper,
Trammell.
Trammell.
Honestly, the winners were so fantastic this year and surprising. And
Jeff
we'll save the best
Hiller.
for last and say Jeff Hiller.
God.
What? I said to Bo, I was like, what did that feel like in the room? Quickly tell them.
Rapturous, euphoric, volcanic. I would say I erupted from the corona of my crown chakra. As it
I
were.
erupted from the corona of my crown chakra.
Corona, crown. I'm being redundant and repeating words essentially, but you know what I mean. Like I connected with.
That's like a Lord lyric. It's like a lyric by the singer Lord.
Well, you're saying Lord is redundant.
Erupted from the crown of my corona chakra.
Anyway, loved.
Loved.
Get him next year, girl.
Girl, never. I'm Susan Lucci until I die.
I think that's really chic for you,
I
actually.
love it. Oh, well, nothing better. I get to go to the little parties.
Get these little parties.
Have fun. Oh, wait, I have to shout out.
Go ahead.
Brittany Snow, Malin Ackerman, Katie Lowe's, Rebecca Cutter,
All the Hunting
everyone
Wives.
involved in Hunting Wives because they were the belles of the ball. Everyone turned
I love
to
it.
gawk and say, wow, look at them. They are television, peak television.
Royalty.
And I want to say someone dropped out during the broadcast from presenting. They pulled in Brittany and Malin during the show because Celeste and I sat in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, I guess we're presenting. So chill, so matter of fact about
Did
it, so
great.
professional. They were like, yeah, we don't know what the copy is yet. They did not find out the copy until 10 minutes before, and I would say one of the highlights of the night. Took me a long to come
And
out.
so I had this is brilliant to hear, and I just want to say I had a night full of highlights the other night because I went to go for I think my 5th time
Yes.
to the Broadway production O'Mary.
Oh, my 5th too. To see
Yeah,
our
right.
guest.
Because I mean, because it's kind of at the point now where it's like every time they announce even I get like a whiff of a casting rumor, and then it comes to be, I'm like, well, I guess I'm going again, and it's never a hardship. It's always a hard.
It's always a hard.
Me rock hard in the seats for comedy and more.
When they post the daguerreotype of whatever actor in the curls, in the bratty curls, as Cola Scola puts it, I go, I guess I'm buying.
Can I say this is the year where we've got Cola Scola with a Tony, Jeff Hiller with an Emmy, and
Jamel Tillman with an Emmy.
currently our guest on the boards and become a Broadway fixture. And so deservedly so. I can't think of anything more right. Also, since we've last seen our guest, she has won RuPaul's Drag Race All Winners All-Stars, which what was the title they gave?
7 all winners.
But what was it? It was
Whatever.
called like Superstar of the Queendom or whatever. You know, they're always coming up with these bit long titles, honorifics, if you will. But it is a true joy, as always, to sort of, and let me hit that. Am I allowed?
Yeah, of course, honey.
I might
I
as
trust
well.
you.
We're
and
just
I'm
kidding.
I'm
There's
on
trust
all the-
here.
You're on all the?
I'm on prep.
So because our guest is on prep, we can share this, and that's
It's a
true.
part of everything I need to talk about today.
this or prep.
Prep.
This is gonna be the most prep forward episode we've ever had.
Well, that's on you.
We should have been way more prep forward. Well, that's good. Is that medical?
Sure. I mean, I use it medicinally. I got it from a legal dispensary.
Okay, well, yes. They're like
Am I
Apple stores
supposed
now.
to wait for you to
By the
finish
way, welcome into
introducing
your
me?
ears, Jinkx Monsoon! We got a little carried away there, but we
You
figured
don't
we'd give
know
you time
how
to
much
bake.
I wanted to interject
Interject now.
through all of that. Well, first of all, I wanted to name drop constantly because you said Hannah
Go.
Einbinder, who was a guest judge on All Stars.
That's right.
7. Jean Smart, who I have yet to meet like face to face, but I performed for her at the Tonys
Yes.
with
In
the
your
Pirates,
The Pirates.
the Penzance,
Those from Penzance.
Oh my God, I said it wrong. After what?
Penzance.
How do you say it?
Penzance, and I've watched press people say Penzance.
Penzance. It's the Z that throws them off.
And
These
and
press
then
people.
you know, that might be the one symptom I still feel from weed. Because, like, what I was going to say is, I'm so, like, I seem pretty functional to you right
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
I'm on so many other things that negate the weed, that
Right.
the weed is just like patching in the cracks.
Sure.
I understand.
That's how I
It's
feel
Caulk
about
with an
it.
LK.
Jean Smart, she was in Call Me Izzy,
Call Me Izzy.
Yes.
recently on Broadway across the street from my building. So sometimes I would be getting out of my car and she'd be doing her stage door and I'd get to just like look over and there's Jean Smart, right? And when that wasn't happening, then I had her giant poster just outside my window. So
Fabulous.
life has become really...
Genie.
Life's become very surreal, and I've just had to embrace it.
Yeah.
Because if I sit around commenting on how surreal it is, I'll be one of those people who's like, "Oh my God, this is so amazing," rather than "Shut up, enjoy it." Then,
Yeah,
This is the new normal.
I've been trying to practice talking less. I'm not doing very
Why?
well.
We invited you to a podcast.
because I dominate everything. Anyway,
That's not true.
because I go
wanna
on
be domed?
tangents. Well.
Well,
I'm what they call a bossy bottom.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway,
who's they?
Who do they call?
The
Who?
general
The general public?
consensus
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
queerdom. Jeff Hiller recently came to see Oh Mary.
Of course.
Michael Urie was also nominated,
Love.
and of
You get to
course,
kiss him every night.
Of
Lucky
course, I was
you.
rooting for my castmate.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Harrison
but
Ford.
also,
Yeah.
Jeff is a friend, and they are friends with each other, and so, you know, when he came to see the show, and Michael and him were hugging, and the three of us were hugging and congratulating each other on kicking a lot of ass, as very queer people,
Right.
unapologetically so. I think the last thing I said to them before I departed that night was, "Now one of you go win that Emmy so a straight guy doesn't get it," or
I
something
know.
like
That
that.
did it.
I didn't really know who the rest of the nominees are because I'm
one, the only.
completely unplugged from current culture by
Yeah.
choice.
Yes.
Anyway,
You got it.
By necessity.
you were nominated.
He was in the
same.
very category. So
Well, see,
have to
we had
understand.
the odds
And I
stacked,
wasn't in that-
and that's what I want to talk about like us kicking ass.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so. Please, do you forgive me? I'm
I
so
forgive
sorry.
you.
I
Oh my
didn't
God.
know.
Don't. Oh no no
Please.
no. It's something I
But-
couldn't care less
But that
about.
the same applies to you. If you had been there, I would have said, "Now one of
I was
you."
in that hug
Go
circle,
in.
but
Were you there that night?
I was in the, no, not that night, not the same
Oh
night
my
as Jeff.
God! Because
but
it's all in the blender
of course,
at this point.
of course.
You know?
But that category, I didn't even realize this until after the fact. Like, everyone made like a little lovely moment out of like the boxes when they announced, like, you know, the the three of us sleeping for Jeff, which was me and Coleman and Michael. And I was like, oh right, it's because this was like for the first time in a long time in like not any award show, but in a long since I can remember, like a mostly gay guy group category. 4 out of 7.
It's an astounding thing to witness. It's like so many things all at once. And I was talking to you about this when you came to see Oh Mary, that there was a scarcity in this industry for us, the visibly, unapologetically queer, like couldn't try to hide it if we wanted to. So why like waste my life trying to play characters that aren't right for me when I know what's right for me, right? And I can keep pulling this thread, but basically, like, if you look at you two with this podcast that's become a TV show, right? And you look at Cola Scola, who wrote Oh Mary, and you look at Michael and Jeff and all of these people succeeding. Do you know why we're fucking succeeding right now? Because when no one believed in us, we created our own stuff. You know, you created this when the roles were scarce. Cole created their own play to create more roles for people like us. And look at the roster since, you know, and then it's this amazing thing. And I was telling Matt, like, when there was the scarcity, it didn't matter what the role was. If there was any role that wasn't, like, in the box, we were all going for it. It didn't matter if you were a drag queen or a trans woman or a gay guy or, you know, it was like the role's queer, so we all have to find a way to go for it. And then we're all kind of like, oh, I hope you get it. No, I hope you get it. But we're all actually, you know, it was hard. It used to be hard to watch roles go to other performers, not because you don't want it for them, but because you're like, well, there goes that role this year. That's the only one that's going to happen. But now that that scarcity is not a thing, as I was saying to Matt the other night, it is so easy to celebrate each other.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I learned all of this from creating the Jinx and De La Holiday show, which is my thing that we created, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at all these queer artists that are blowing up right now, we've all been doing this for 20 years or something. Yeah. You know, I don't know how old you are, but we're probably the same age.
Yeah,
you
15, 16 years, literally.
Exactly. So it's like, exactly, it didn't happen overnight. But the ability to celebrate one another only just keeps, because then we pull each other in rather than fighting with each other. Rather than competing, we all pull each other in and then recommend each other for roles because we have worked at tearing down those stigmas.
And you also get, I think, better at what you do and funnier when you're surrounded by people who you're inspired by and have things in common with, as opposed to pushing those things away. Just every single time Community has been, you can draw a direct line to why something succeeded, how something got better.
I think why we were also happy for Jeff, because Jeff was this true, like an actual leader in terms of like comedy gays or theater gays. If like it was him teaching at UCB or being in the main stage casts, that we all went to go see the shows. He inspires Josh Sharp and Aaron Jackson to then come together, whatever. They have a model for this. They put their show up. Then we all go see their show and go hang out at Barracuda, rest in peace, afterwards. It was like us and Cole and Julio and like all of the New York comedy queers just like hanging out. And then like that's like we always say that was the beginning of actual like New York queer comedy.
Well, and also for what it's worth, we were also watching you on television.
Yes,
well,
you were on TV at that point.
But this is happening, like you just described your New York queer comedy community. In the drag world, you know, Alaska had Drag the Musical off Broadway. Her and I and Cole and Tommy Dorfman were all nominated for this acting award with a bunch of muckety mucks and my friend's mom, Mia. I love saying that. I do it as much as I can. My friend's mom, Mia.
You know Miss Mia.
You know Mia. Anyway. It was incredible to look around at that function, the Drama League Awards, and see all the big people who are having a really big moment on Broadway, see lifers in the biz, see like people who are household names. I mean, Nick Jonas was sitting right behind me, looking down my dress, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know?
There was tension.
I mentioned Mia Farrow. It was like, and to even be able to look over my shoulder and see Mia Farrow just sitting there and she politely, you know, like, because she's my friend's mom, you know. And she's so incredibly kind. I love her so much. The Farrow family are like chosen family to me. So it was incredible to see those faces and then see familiar faces.
Yeah, of course. You're in the room.
Because you were talking about your comedy family in New York, and I just keep thinking about when YouTube was a brand new website. That's how long I've been a fan of Cola Scola and Jeffrey Self, starting with just them kind of like dominating short form as it was being born.
Yep.
So much so that a TV network logo picked them up, and then I watched every episode of Jeffrey and Cole Casserole. So it's like Cole being a huge sensation on Broadway, and the ability to celebrate that truly and genuinely, it fuels me to keep going, because I'm like, we gotta take this and run.
Yeah, there's a place.
I was gonna say, like, this the scarcity is not like fully in the past. Like,
No.
it keeps trying to like push the front line
and then
back.
that's why we have to double down. And again, what I'm saying is, like, we created our own stuff, and it's authentic to who we are as performers. And when we get hired for things because they saw something in your podcast or something, whatever, you can connect the dots. But like, when they hire you from your work that's authentically you, then you get to be authentically you in the work that they hire you.
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
Rather
Lucky.
than having to show up at an audition and be like, hi, my name is Matt Rogers. And
You're right. The voice was that.
Can I
Ideally.
hear your
voice.
guys'
Do you have
straight
one?
voice?
No, I don't really. I've never really been able to mask it. Matt certainly does.
I mean, I was.
Can you remember
it gets. You know what's crazy? It gets harder to slip into as I get older and
Oh,
gayer. I
sure,
guess and more
sure,
comfortable.
because-
my
yeah.
like Long Island accent and also my masculine thing. But it was kind of like this, I guess. I mean, to be quite honest with you, like
the
it was.
half smile,
it was definitely
crooked
like.
mouth. That immediately adds the dentality,
masks.
the
It-
slurring.
What it needed to do, it did.
Yeah.
Yes, it's shorter vowels. You can't push your s's. It's. I think that's it. And the upper lip sort of like flex. It's like, I'm not gonna see. I don't even want to try it.
You don't have to. I'm just curious.
You guys,
I'm gonna do mine for you.
Go.
Well, like back in college, if it was someone I felt safe around, I'd say like, "Good morning. I'm just cleaning the room." But if it was someone I didn't know or didn't feel safe
Who
around,
happened to be in your room while you were cleaning? And
no,
what
I
would you
was the
say?
janitor at my college.
You were?
You actually were.
Please don't send me on a tangent.
I'm so sorry. I'm
And
so
then-
sorry. Oh my god! I thought you were doing like a. Oh my god!
It was a bit,
And it's true.
And it was true.
I
all
don't
the
need
best
to
bits
come
are.
up with fiction.
Okay,
Anyway,
so good morning. I'm cleaning your room. Is what somebody.
And then say it was someone else, it probably would have sounded like, "Hey, just cleaning."
Yeah.
You know, like just trying to be, because when I try to do a straight voice, it sounds like what I did jokingly, and it starts sounding funny, and then people are like, "What is this?" Like, because like if I can pitch my voice very low.
Do the lowest you can do.
This would be the lowest I can do, but it's like that coming out of me is like, what the fuck?
It's really
I only learned how to
special.
do that
Your
when I
next
played.
Snatch game is who? Who is that?
That's
that sounds like.
Please.
Okay, you're not going on.
Let's not
Snatch.
pontificate that. But no. The point is like I learned that playing the Cowardly Lion in high school, but it's such a character.
That was your take on the Cowardly Lion?
Oh well, I would
was
slip
it?
into it when he would be.
When he would try to be brave.
So yeah, it was like my actual Cowardly Lion voice was. Oh, Dorothy!
Really good.
Oh, no! Really a dandy! Kind of snagglepuss exit stage left.
You forget that he was kind
And
of
then I
giving
would sing,
pop.
Bert
If
Lahr.
I were king of the forest.
but the thing is it's not an
good.
attractive.
It doesn't. It's the it's
It
what it needs
doesn't lend
to
to what the roles I play these days.
be. Right. These ingenues.
But I think you bring it. I think you are bringing a very, shall I say, like full spectrum of gender to Mary I think that's your unique take on Mary. It's like, you're screaming like a fucking madman! Like that is, which like Cole didn't necessarily do.
Are you okay?
And Betty didn't do, Titus didn't do. I feel like you're the first. When I saw you do Mary a couple weeks ago, I was like, Jinx is one of our preeminent screamers. I think you have to, you're screaming in such a considered way. And I imagine there's some vocal like exercise or health that helps you get.
Well, I've been joking. This is my easy answer because if I try to give the real answer, then it's like a 10-minute conversation because I go on tangents. Anyway, the quick, fun answer I say is, well, I worked as a drag queen for over 20 years and I still do. So I've worked in every shitty venue and had to find a way to be heard in every crappy situation. And so I've learned a lot of different tricks. The true thing is every role I've played, because I always like to start with like, I don't like a character having my voice. I want to find, even if it sounds like my voice, I want to find the ways it's different.
What's Mary's voice?
Just a little more, sorry, I have to like,
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot.
I can't drop in too early.
No, right. But just qualitatively, like, what do you think it is?
I think Mary's one of the closer to my actual voice. Over the years, I have picked up from every character different techniques. Like, I know I can pitch my voice that low because I played the Cowardly Lion once, and I found that trick then, and I never lost it. And so all of my screaming is very particularly placed and pitched so that if I growl here, then I know I have to kind of like whisper yell here until I can get another drink of water, cough and clear my throat and whatever I need to do to then growl again. So I plot a course, and that's what I do with rehearsal is I get very technical about, okay.
My dresser has to be here backstage with a bottle of Essentia.
I come with my own.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't rely on people to just have my brand.
So you're carrying.
I'm carrying.
You're
Yeah.
carrying.
But what was the thing? Oh, Mary. Well, she's like more wide, and she goes a lot more nasal.
Yeah,
and,
yes.
Probably helps.
Then there's moments where she just, like she just is all. She's very erratic. It's just with Mary. I've mentioned it a few times, but I like to clear my head of what's going on in my life. As best I can. Everyone who works with me knows like 2 hours before showtime, please don't hit me up with something crucial that's going to throw me off course. Because that is like when I'm listening to my playlist and I'm doing my makeup and I'm checking in with the cast and I'm getting into the mindset. And then this is the first time I've ever not tried this. I guess this is the first time I've ever been cognizant of the fact that I go on stage with a clear head and then let my ADHD be Mary's ADHD. And I realized in retrospect I was totally doing that with Ruth too. But with Ruth I was calling it her hearing problem. With Audrey I was calling it her like nervousness around men. So I always have found a way to disguise it so that, like, if I'm fully locked in and present with everyone on stage, then my ADHD is seeing every little thing. And when people say I'm good at improv, it's because I keep my peripheral open as much as possible. And probably that came from having to walk down to the street as a queer person and having, I think about that a lot too now with my noise cancellation headphones in
I stopped you on the
New
street
York.
once because you had those headphones in and I had to really get in your eye line. And it was amazing.
Because I'm laser focused in Times Square. That's the way you have to be.
We stomp. We're stompers to our music on the street.
Yeah.
It's the only way to get through it. You have to make a game of it. I treat it like
move.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, 100%. I do think that those games did help walking the streets of New York. It's like, I see where I'm going. Like, there's something. Tunnel. You're in a tunnel.
The thing I feel is, so before being able to call it ADHD, or whatever special acute thing is going on up here. ADHD is like pretty much what it looks like, right? Whatever's going on up here, when I thought my brain was broken, I wanted to suppress all of it because I just didn't want people thinking, what a freak, you know?
Right.
As soon as I started working with a psychiatrist and a therapist, and they helped me identify what I'm dealing with here, and I'm on, like I said, I'm on medication that helps me with all my symptoms. And so I just want to say publicly, when I'm hitting my vape, it's not because I don't take my work seriously. It's because the vape it fills in the cracks, like I said. If I have 10 thoughts going on,
Yeah, you limit them.
it goes down to 5.
I think the
I've
stigma
tried to
around that
explain
is
this
kind
on
of
Z-Way,
gone.
but, you know, like,
Yeah.
that's another tangent zone. There should be warning,
Z-Way.
tangent
Title of
zone.
app is Tangent Zone. But yeah, no, I mean that's very interesting that's
Yeah.
a truth.
Because I feel like there are roles that are complementary to that kind of thought, like that kind of like attention to things that you have with your ADHD as you're on stage and as you're plugged into to people. And I think Mary is one of those roles, right? Where it's like-
Absolutely, because you could look at her and think she's a sociopath, and that's one way to play her, and I mean, that's what I thought the first time I saw it. But now that I've worked with her and had to empathize with her and had to get inside trying to decode Cole's very, very, like, perfectly written show. There's a reason why it works so well with so many different
Yeah, I was
casts.
just
Like, the
gonna
writing
say,
is
yeah.
just incredible. And so there's a lot of material there to pick apart and figure out why she does what she does. And so I was like, well, sociopath's one way to go, but I always like to go, everything's genuine, because that raises the stakes. Like, if the character isn't lying and this whole time they secretly have a secret that negates everything they're doing on stage or whatever, I don't know, whatever the internal monologue, I'm like, no, I want to make sure I'm committing to the truth of what's going on with this character. And Scott Ellis was talking a lot about that in Pirates. It's like, it's a farce, but for the characters, the stakes are life and death.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it funny, is committing to that truth for them. So this was just kind of affirming something I was already kind of like figuring out for myself. And so, anyway, that was a tangent. But I was like, sociopath means she's doing all of this just because she doesn't care.
Right.
But ADHD can mean she says it very loudly, I'm so bored. And I know that feeling. And Cole and I are both people who used to drink and don't anymore, right? So I'm like, okay, things are lining up. I'm like, she's bored. Everything that happens gives her a new idea. She used to use alcohol to numb it down. Everyone's
fill
like,
this time.
and then that pulls another thread. I'm like, okay, that's why she wants the alcohol so bad. It's not necessarily that, you know, it's like, don't you understand? It's the thing that you all want me to behave normal, and she believes that's the thing that's going to help her behave normal.
Right.
I've fucking been there.
Yeah.
But then the whole idea of like alcohol helping you feel normal is the tipping point, is like, why fuck with that, right? Because it's so easy to overdo it and then you can't backpedal.
Well, I want to talk about playing drunk, because like it's this thing that like seems a little bit trivial. It seems like all actors can do it, all comedians can do it. They can't.
It's hard.
It's very hard, and I feel like there's you know, a feature in this show where you're talking about like there's a couple moments in the show where Mary is like drunk, like one particular moment, but I feel like, and I haven't really gotten to talk to Cole about this, but I feel like they wrote the show as a way to like make sense of their addiction in a way, and I feel
I
like
have to imagine. I mean, Mary is this erratic character that, like I said, the first time I saw it, I thought she was a sociopath. And then I spent some time with the material, and I'm sure if I had seen it a second time, I would have like unlocked it faster.
You saw it just once before?
With Cole before getting the role,
Great,
and then
great,
I snuck in a few more times after
Great,
that.
great,
Anyway, the point being that I just felt like she's not a sociopath. She's dealing with real things for her. And then I know that Cole said they wrote the role to share parts of themselves that they had previously never thought of putting on stage, right? Knowing that, and I've been saying this a lot because people keep saying to me, which is the hugest compliment because, like I said, this is like a perfect play. It's incredibly written. It's incredibly structured. If you do the text analysis, this is like a tight, well-constructed play. You can tell that people who really cared about it put a lot of work into it.
Yeah. It's kind of one of the best monologues, too. And
yeah.
Like the Great Day monologue is, like, I think one of the greats.
I think I had a different point, but it's like it's great material to work with. So it's easy to find all of this stuff. And I keep saying, Cole and I have lived parallel lives, right? I've been saying this a lot. Cole, not necessarily a drag queen, but has played many drag roles or roles where Cole was, gender bending, if we're still even calling it that these days. I'm thinking like it was just Cole being Cole, right? Like, Cole, it's like Bernadette Peters, Cole.
Yeah. It
I'm
felt
like,
very
I couldn't
authentic.
call that drag because
No.
it was just one wig and some lipstick. It wasn't drag, it was like channeling.
Yeah.
And so, but I've thought this for a while. We met 13 years ago, Cole and I, colonoscopy, Cole and I, in Australia. That was the first time we met, but I had been a lifelong fan. And so me and Cole and Jeffrey run into each other because we're all on comedy tours in Australia. And I was like, you're on a comedy tour in Australia. I'm on a oh my gosh, I started to feel like these people that inspired me to be so queer in my work because they were making it work for themselves. Am I like kind of catching up with them? It was this moment of like, are we all kind of doing the same thing?
You're orbiting
like,
each other.
Right?
Yeah.
You know the feeling.
100%.
And then it's like, and then as it became more normal to know them, it was just kind of like, oh, we do the same thing in different ways. And thinking of that, it's like the hugest compliment when people say, it feels like this role was written for you. And I'm like, it wasn't. It was written for Cole. It just happens to be so well written and so true to life that anyone who has lived a similar life or can easily like transpose what Mary's going through onto their life, like I was easily able to do.
Yeah.
Because we live these parallel lives. It's like, no, it wasn't written for me, but you can see why people say it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think clearly it's speaking to
It's
both of
just
your lives in
so
this fascinating way.
good.
And I also was thinking about the Great Day monologue as like actually an anxious thought. You know what I mean? That whole monologue is actually one big ADHD tunnel that you can get through about like it's literally her racing towards something before it's even had the chance to be because she's so and it panics her. And like what I love about that moment is like the opportunity it gives the audience to realize they care. Like it's because you may not have
Absolutely.
actually even realized that
That's
You're
you
like,
cared.
lost in the laugh.
Yeah.
I kept saying I thought she was a sociopath. That's probably the point in the show where I go, she's
bet.
not a sociopath. Her circumstances are dire.
Yeah.
And then I think about, now that I've spent so much time with the material, her circumstances are life and death. And it's in no uncertain terms. It's not like interpreting it. Her circumstances are life and death.
Yeah.
And I just relate to Mary so much, but I know so many people do. And again, that's a credit to the writing, a credit to the direction. But I almost didn't want to share this because I'm like, am I really going to give away this secret to my performance?
Give it.
While I'm still in the run? But you only have like a week left. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Great Day monologue, for those in the know. For me, my great day is literally playing Mary on Broadway.
Oh, it's
that easy.
beautiful.
And I was like, I bet Cole was thinking that too when they wrote this. And I'm like, Cole didn't know this was going to be on Broadway when they wrote this. They just wrote something so true to what it feels like when you were born to do this and you have known it your whole, like I'm talking whole life.
Yep.
Like as long as I've known that I was trans and a redhead, I've also known I was an actor, a performer, a singer at all.
I mean, you have 6 great days, and one of them is a great matinee day. 2 of them are sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, we have 2 days.
I'm saying if your great
that
day
are
is playing
double
Mary,
days.
then you have like
So many great days.
I call it
days.
Double Soup Tuesday at the Orphanarium. If you watch Futurama, you get it. You make me feel like Double Soup Tuesday at the Orphanarium.
That would be
Leela,
my day too.
with
Double
you.
soup.
Every day's Double Soup Tuesday.
I had soup today, actually.
When I play Mary,
Panera.
every day is Double Soup Tuesday.
Ugh, I love that. You're the first person in Las Culturistas history that we have asked this question twice of. Jinkx Monsoon, what was the culture that made you say culture was for you? Again.
The film Death Becomes Her. Did I say this the last
No.
time?
No, I don't think you
Thank
did.
gods. It's because that's the dramaturgy I did, okay?
Yes.
I can literally, I've been thinking about why it made me.
What is striking right now?
Well, one huge factor is that because I'm realizing this was a very cool rule of my mother's. I was allowed to watch basically anything without gratuitous sex or like raunchy nudity, as long as I watched it with her, so I could ask questions and she could put it into context.
Very smart.
Very smart and cool because her and I, our thing together was to watch horror movies together because we love horror movies. Anyway, but so Death Becomes Her was called like a horror comedy,
Yes.
right? A dark comedy. You watch it now and it's like, that's not that dark, you know? I saw Dix the Musical, you sick.
And that's darker.
God was a faggot in that.
teasing.
So dark. Dark-sided.
You sick motherfucker. So anyway, my mom rented Death Becomes Her, and I realized a huge factor was because of where my birthday lies. Instead of starting at age 4 in kindergarten and turning 5 2 weeks later, they decided to keep me at home another year because my mom had just been in this horrible car accident. The car exploded on us while we were in the car, and all the steam burnt up my mom's legs. So she decided for us to stay home together for a year. We were living with my grandmother, and that meant we spent a lot of time watching movies together. And she'd make semi-regular trips to the movie store, the movie rental
The
place
blockbuster, if you
for
will.
the VHS, and I'd request Death Becomes Her every time, and then I'd just watch it on a loop. So when I tell you, and I watched it again last night in preparation for today, I have never tested it, so I don't want to make this hyperbolic statement that I can't back up, but I'm fairly certain I could say every line.
Wow. I believe you.
I could do it with the movie, definitely, but I'm fairly certain I could just do it from memory.
Could you do?
But I don't want to be certain about that because there's all those interstitial scenes that don't include Meryl or Goldie. So.
Not putting you on the spot.
or Isabella, you know what
Right.
I mean?
But I'm saying even though you should, while the musical is concurrently on Broadway, you should stage a one-person Jinkx Monsoon does the movie word for word of Death Becomes Her.
Listen, if I had capacity for anything else
You
at
do.
this point, I mean, that sounds like a great plan for next year. And next year isn't
No, this
too
Christmas.
far away.
This Christmas, we want to see it.
We want to see it. But you love
That's the Jinx and Dela holiday
Okay,
show.
that's
This
it.
year is...
Just open up for yourselves.
While I say every line, Dela lip syncs it. Playing every
Unbeatable.
character. It's
Literally
a two-person
unbeatable
Death
entertainment.
Becomes Her.
Yeah.
I say every line live from memory, and she lip syncs live to me, speaking live.
to a
every
live
line.
simultaneous vote, not tracks from the movie, Not any like audio.
But
from
all
the
the
movie.
underscoring, which is available on Spotify because it's on many of my playlists.
Oh, I do love that. It's funny. You think you're going to the Jinx and De La Death Becomes Her to see one of you play Goldie and one of you play Marilyn. The gag is that it's just you speaking and her lip syncing.
No
So we
costumes.
both are the entire movie.
Exactly. In this way, you both get to live out both.
Perfect.
And speaking of the musical, loved
Amazing.
it. I can't stop listening to the music.
He just recently saw
I
it
just saw it.
I gotta say, I told this directly to Megan. Sorry, Megan Hill.
too. Yeah, of course.
Sorry. Jen and Megan and Michelle, they were also wonderful.
The girls.
The girls.
Destiny's Child. Watch
Telling
this
my
space.
kids this
Meg
was
from Destiny's
Meg
Child.
Hilty from Destiny's Child. Jennifer Simard. Imagine the Beyonce Super Bowl, but with them popping out.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
They would be
So-
amazing.
They would tear.
I saw the show. I was thoroughly entertained from
We saw that
start
we
to
went the
finish.
same night to that with Jen
That's
Harris.
right.
Yes, and Gina Gershon.
And
Gina
I love
Gershon.
it. I'm so glad I'm in good company.
Yes.
And to name drop so fervently.
Of course.
golly.
Okay, so you went to go see the show.
I said to Megan, didn't get a chance to say it to Jen, but Jen and I have a special relationship. I'll talk about that next. But I said to Megan, you and Jen and really Michelle, all three of them, like delivering incredible drag performances.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just really inspiring to see the doors I have opened
Honestly.
for them to be
Yeah.
able
You
to do
created
drag
the
on
type.
Broadway.
You created the type.
They were able to do drag on Broadway.
They were. Paul Taswell was able
because
to
I
design
played
drag
Mama
Yes,
Morton
he
for
did those.
2
Yeah,
months.
because you
3 years
ate
ago.
those months up. I told you about the time no, you weren't with us.
I'm
I
teasing,
went
of
to go
course,
see
but
it
I thought
separately.
of that joke while I was brushing my teeth. So
So you had to get it
that
out.
was
You had
fresh
to get
for
it
you. And if I didn't do it, I would have been so pissed, and I would have been anxiety texting you afterward. Jen
did.
Simard and I presented together at the Drama Desk Awards,
Ah.
different from the Drama League Awards.
Oh, yeah, there's a drama league.
And
there's a
hopefully I
drama
got them
desk.
in the right. Yeah, I was Drama League. Nick Barish was Drama Desk. So anyway, I'm presenting with Jen. We're both very feminine redheads. I made the joke while we're presenting because she was wearing a low-cut dress.
Amazing boobs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like
They're out
Jen-
on
Jen
display.
to the
Simard,
chase.
great
That's
tits.
the thing is like if you're gonna wear a dress like that, it's probably because you know you have incredible tits.
Flauntable assets.
Flauntable
Truly.
assets.
Yeah.
If you gotta flaunt it, right? So
You're presenting.
we're standing next to each other, kind of looking a little like each other, except some key differences, right? And so I said, I feel like we're standing at opposite ends of a feminine spectrum here. And she said, but both redheads. And I was like, yeah. And then, so now every time I see her, she does this thing that I absolutely adore, and I hope saying it publicly doesn't mean she stops doing it, because I hate when that happens, you know? When I tell someone I like something they do, and then the next day they stop doing it because they feel insecure of
Yeah,
this
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I'm
They should
like,
never stop.
I was actually giving them their flowers on. Anyway, she just goes, that's my friend! Jinx! That's my friend. That's my friend!
That's my friend.
And then she comes over to me and we take a picture and she goes, that's my friend. And I think it's very cute. I just fucking love it. They were
love
all
That's
so
My
incredible.
Friend.
I've been singing along to the soundtrack. And
So
Chris
good.
Sieber.
Oh, he's
incredible-
so good in it.
The whole
He's
cast.
incredible.
The
Christopher
whole
Gattelli,
cast.
amazing direction.
The character of Stefan,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the
Ate it
actor's
up.
name is escaping
Oh,
me
he's
right now
so
because I
good.
haven't been
So
on
good.
Instagram in weeks, so I haven't seen his name recently. But so good. Like, what a great way to flesh out a throwaway character
Yep.
from the movie. You know what I mean?
100%.
I mean, you love Death Becomes Her so much that, and I know this ties back to what you were saying in the beginning, like, you know, you were making things when there weren't opportunities given. I mean, like, fresh off the Drag Race win in season 5, you do this documentary called Drag Becomes Her, and like, I think there is this like spiritual importance to this film that you have in you.
Well, yeah.
And like beyond like the performances and the looks and like
I
this
feel
memory
like
with
I
your mom.
learned okay, so part of my dramaturgy of this, I'm like trying to make it all make sense of why it made me. So one big thing I do with my characters these days is I start with finding their voice, but I also start with finding their relationship to power because I see how people with immense power behave. Right. And it was something we talked about in acting school. And the best advice about playing drunk I got in acting school. I went to Cornish College of the Arts in Seattle, Washington. Hal Ryder said to me, the mistake young actors make about playing drunk is going like, oh, I'm drunk, blah, 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 blah. A drunk person tries to hide the fact that they're drunk.
Yeah, they're trying to focus.
So, you know what I mean? Anyway, oh, God, that
Relationship to power.
Power. Relationship to power. People who have a lot of power can either be benevolent or malevolent.
Right.
You know, they can either abuse it or they can be generous with it, and that's a spectrum, right? And then I've spent a lot of time doing pieces set in specific time periods where women had limited agency, and I've been thinking about that a lot as a trans woman in this time period and how there is something spiritual right now for me. I feel it very deeply as a witch that helping tell the disenfranchisement story, helping talk about these women who probably have bad reputations, yes, or I don't know that the real Mary Todd, she has a freckled reputation, let's say. But I'm like, some of these women that seem so extreme, I'm thinking Judy Garland, right? Like, we know how and why she passed away at a very early age, and then I try to, since I've spent so much time with her, I try to think of like, what she was dealing with, the context of her life, being completely disenfranchised and having almost no agency in your life. And then you are a household name that has to like convince people to hire you because you promise you'll be on your best behavior, like that duality in a person, to know you have that inside, but you also have this inside.
Yeah, and for everyone to know you have it too, and that gives them even more power because
they know
you are the one
oh,
that they're controlling.
God, exactly.
Yeah, really
and so I was thinking today about Madeline Ashton and Helen Sharp and their relationship to power. Right. And they both believe that their power is derived from their sex appeal.
Mm-hmm. Because there's a man in the mix.
Because there's a man in the mix.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Helen has found her dream man. And she believes, she says, I need to see you could pass the Madeline Ashton test. Like, that's the final test before we get married, because if you meet her after we get married and you can't pass the test, it will break me. Right. I just know it will, because it almost has every other time it's happened, right? So when Madeline is able to steal him away, she's like, of course, because she's sexier than I am. And then she gives up on her life, and then she finds a way to sex appeal, which is going to give her the power to get back at someone like Madeline Ashton, who, even though was a personal friend, has a lot of protection around her, right? She calculates this whole freaking plan. Madeline Ashton is dealing with the fact that as a woman in Hollywood, her youth and her beauty are her power. That's her power. Yeah. So, it's also sex appeal, but it's like Helen's need for the potion is completely different from Madeline's, but they are both because of their extreme circumstances. And those extreme circumstances, like you've already mentioned, were because a man was in the mix and because they're women at that time. So I just lined it up with my own life. And that's what gives it the spiritual meaning. I'm like,
that's perfect.
As long as I'm helping tell those stories authentically and helping you care for the character that at first glance seems that's a crazy person, right? But then when you really listen to her and really empathize with her, and if you can get your audience to do that, then they realize this is just a woman under extreme circumstances, and then hopefully, that sinks in. Whoever they are, whether they needed to hear it or whether they already knew it, it's either a beautiful affirmation or it's a lesson that I swear to God, I hope they got,
Well, it's all about like, and this is something you probably experienced in your own life where it's like, what is my locus of control? Like, do I make things happen or do things happen to me? And Death Becomes Her is about two women who like make things happen because things have happened to them. Does that make sense? I know we're a little stoned, but it's like
I have never been more lucid. No, it's like with Death Becomes Her, I thought about this today. When I'm telling you I prepared, this is what I mean. Death Becomes Her, it's like drag queens keep things alive that are important to us, and queer people do too, but like drag queens are the ones that like keep it present in the queer culture. We are the ones who every year deliver those costumes that make you remember those characters, or we do the drag parody version of it, or we do drag numbers inspired by when Madeline Ashton falls down the stairs, which I saw at a nightclub that had a long... You could either wait... They could either hit the music when you made your way to the stage, like... You could quietly, discreetly make your way to the stage and then hop up and they hit the music. Or, because they had a follow spot, you could start at the top of the staircase.
It's like if you actually ate shit and fell down the stairs while that music was playing.
Luckily, I never did because I always started at the top of the staircase. I'd be like, the dress is Chanel, the shoes YSL, like walking down the stairs. It was like, it's I see me. It was a chance to do that, right?
Yes.
And so I think it was there. I think I hope it was there, and I didn't tell that whole thing for no reason, but I hope the drag queen hears the story, whoever or wherever she was. She did a number where it was like, started with her at the top of the stairs doing like I See Me, or maybe she didn't do that number, whatever. She's doing a number at the top of the stairs in like the blue costume, and then fakes falling down the stairs. There's like sound covering it and stuff. The follow spot is like looking for her. At the bottom of the stairs, she rips off the blue costume, and now she's got the tits on back. You see that the tits are on her back, and she's got the costume on backward, and that the neck's all twisted. And then I don't remember what the number was, but she performed a number. But it doesn't matter what the number was, because as long as it was the perfect number, it's like, how fucking brilliant is that?
Yeah.
So we keep these things alive for each other. And now that we are having this moment where we are culture makers, we are culture aficionados. I mean, your award show. I was seeing the pictures from it, and I was having.
What do you think of the pictures, Jinx?
I just thought, I was having probably the worst FOMO of my life.
We would have died
Not because I wanted to be nominated, but because I was like, first of all, look at all my friends, and then second of all, look at all those like fucking muckety mucks. It's just like the Drama League Award luncheon. It's like, can you believe
Armia Farrow was Goldblum?
Can you believe that you are, again, that you get to be in a room where you look at someone, whomever, and then you look over and you see
that was
one of your friends.
Best parts of watching it, I think, because the cuts to the audience
were funny.
The cuts to the audience were the best, because it was like, oh my God, there's our friend Bianca, and then there's Sarah Michelle Gellar, and it was a real treat for just us and also our friends, like as those circles get bigger, as you know, so many people were involved in it, and I was like, wow, this is like a very personal experience that we're having watching this, because it's people that we love intimately, and there's people that we loved like externally, all sitting next to each other, and that was very cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, life is surreal, but I don't want to waste too much time commenting on it. I want to just really fucking enjoy it. It's like, you know, when you take a party drug, you know you have so many hours on that drug. If you spend the whole time going, am I acting weird? Am I acting weird?
Yeah.
Am I acting weird?
Oh.
That's what I'm trying to say
It's actually
about the
a
whole
major
surreal
bummer.
thing. Like if every time you saw me, you were like, hey, Jinx, how are you? And I was like, oh, life is oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can't believe how many famous people I meet every day. If that's not what I want to be.
Yeah.
I want to be plugged into it, and then if it comes up naturally in a story, I'll fucking drop the name, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't want to start the conversation there. I want a conversation to happen naturally because I'm looking the person in the eyes and actually having the conversation.
You don't want to be perpetually reflective, because then you're not actually experiencing anything new, and that's it.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I just look down at my glass and I say, I love this. I'm in the present. I love the shape.
Is that your
I can
Meisner
see
exercise?
People I care
Is that
about
your
right through
Meisner?
it.
That's Meisner.
Is
That's
that
technically Meisner.
technically Meisner?
It's like, yeah, it's like you have a
I
cup.
would guess.
Oh, I have a
Yeah,
cup
yeah.
and it's...
This is a cup.
This could
A
hold
what?
so
A
much.
cup.
The possibility of this
Oh,
cup.
a cup.
I sometimes want to go back. Not back, I never went. But I think it would be interesting to go for like 2 or 3 weeks to like an acting school and like get on the ground and eat the lemon.
I think they have that.
I probably could do it, huh?
I think we both should.
Let's
I
go!
could use the classes.
Well, it would just be like, because there were all those tales they would tell back in NYU of like people that were in like theater school, and like they'd be rolling on the ground.
I saw that character you did on
Theater,
YouTube
theater.
in the UCB.
Oh, where he
What
rolls
was
around.
your worst villain?
Batman?
Oh, Batman villain.
An
Batman villain
unspecific Batman
could have
villain.
just been
That was
the worst
basically
actor's actor. You know, it was
I know.
amazing.
Thank
I
you. Wow,
loved
no one
that
ever brings that up.
character.
That's
That's a really
so
good one.
nice.
Why does no one ever bring up your Batman villain character from the UCB archive on YouTube?
Well, you know what? It's just
I
funny.
saw it when it was fresh.
That's mage. But when it was going on, that was such a part of like
I know.
we had a different iteration of our lives, and that was what I was doing. I was doing character work all the time. It's just from a phase of my life that was never this, so no one ever really knows or engaged with
and-
that. And it's funny, it's like relevant, I think, to like the conversation is it's like when someone knows you as something a lot or doesn't know you as one thing. That's like that's something you have to break through.
And then also, like, you know, you two, and I think of Josh Sharp and Aaron Jackson.
best.
I mentioned I love that movie. Did I mention I
You
love
did.
it?
Oh,
You
you
did.
did.
You said it was dark.
You said it was dark.
Oh, I was being snipey for comedy, but it's actually. I'll tell you the same thing I told the boys. I
my
love
dick.
that. No, I love you. Fucking no. I'll tell you the same thing. We went to dinner sometime after I had watched the movie a couple times, and I said, "I need to tell you, I love the film. However, I had to come to that decision only because." My anxiety around the idea of the whole slippery slope argument.
Oh.
And then I really thought about it. And I was like, that's their fear, not mine. I know that that's not real. How come straight men can make the most disgusting, vile, horrible jokes, but if it's, you know, normalized, then we just go, men being men or boys being boys. And I thought they weren't making movies like that anymore. And I'm like, oh no, I just stopped seeing them. The beautiful thing I love is the movie is satirical. And it's like showing you, do you see how ridiculous you're being? That's like, to me, it's like, this is the most ridiculous thing you can imagine. Let's show them. Let's show them what that actually looks like.
There's no slippery slope. We're off the mountain. It's like we're saying God is a faggot. It's like it's
exactly.
We're saying
And-
the crazy
and it's a
thing.
wonderful song.
And it's a
And
great song.
you want to sing it afterwards.
And I started saying to myself, it's like, why do Trey Parker and Matt Stone get
Well,
to make
yeah.
their shitty commentary, and no matter what they say, it's like, it's satire, it's satire, and so they can be as transphobic as they want. It's satire, don't get offended, it's satire. And I was like, well, thank the gods that we are at this point now that queer people are, one, there's not the scarcity. Two, we don't have to be a singular archetype of character. We can, I described it as like when I played a Doctor Who villain, it's like, I'm so glad I'm here in this era when queer people are back to being villains.
I
because
love
it was when we realized that queer people being villains was a mockery, of our characteristics. And that stopped being a thing. Well, now we're back to queer people being actors in mainstream things. That's not so crazy, so we can be villains again. Anyway, and then you and the boys have a mutual connection in UCB, and it reminds me that, like, Drag Race is this sisterhood where we don't even have to be on the same season. But those of us, like I said, the familiar faces, like, I mean, I could list them, but, like, there's so many drag queens doing things that I think 20 years ago when I started drag, I thought that's surely not possible. When I started in college and gave up drag briefly, seasonally, and told myself I had to give up drag to be a serious actor, that was a lie I told myself, by the way.
Protective or something.
Yeah. I was just scared that if I got labeled as a drag queen, that was an end of the versatility of my acting. Then I eventually made the decision, they warn you about being pigeonholed, and they warn you, like, do you just want to be a character actor? Or do you want to have the ability to do everything? And I'm like, well, I know I have the ability to do everything, but I also know I'm one hell of a character actor. So if I put that foot forward, at least I'm guaranteeing work. And I worked a lot straight out of college. And I did a lot of classical work that was stuff that, like, that's a drag queen playing Mistress Quickly in Henry V, and half the people didn't know it was a drag queen, So I've always been doing what I do. It's just like I found my way in, and Drag Race has allotted so many of us a way into doing something we were damn sure we could do.
Yeah.
Like Bob the drag queen says it, like, why she auditioned. She said she's a stand-up comedian and a brilliant actor and lots of things, right? Bob is an incredible human whom I love, and lots of things. Has lots of partners for all the things that they do. No, I'm teasing. But the many shades of Bob the drag queen. No, it's just like, again with the tangent.
She
but
needed the platform to get those
she said it.
opportunities.
Yeah. I saw Drag Race and I said, I could do that. But she also knew she could do a lot of other things.
Yeah,
course.
and doing that thing.
And Rue says it all the time, like, if God, and I'd say if, the goddesses, or if the universe, or if whatever opens a fucking pathway, you, like, take it.
You gotta.
And if you have other things in you, you'll find a way to redirect yourself back there, even if it's just a hobby.
Yeah.
There's some people who have hobbies that have nothing to do with their work, and they love that. My work is my lifestyle, so it's hard to, video games are I guess. Video games, and you know what? And that's why I won't do, I'll do like a limited, like, I'm gonna stream a video game for a charity or for whatever,
but you're not gonna commodify it otherwise, because
exactly, because that's mine, and it has nothing to do with drag other than the fact that it inspires some of my looks.
that's
you
fine.
know,
That fills the well.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I hope you've taken notes at home. We will move into I Don't Think So, Honey here now.
Is this how long the episode was supposed to be, or did I go over?
No. We're going to end at 3:30 right when you
because
said.
I'm so verbose and I always overtalk. But
Well,
I kept identifying when it was a tangent because we started
Tangent
with
zone.
Because of the meds.
I don't need to rehash. You can scroll back in the video.
15,
because this is a
15.
TV show. And you could just, listen to the episode once more, as I'm sure lots of you people do. Because I listen
give
to
us two.
I do
give
the
us
same
two
things
streams.
over and over and over because I
identify
find
with
new things to it every time. You know?
Well, this is something I'm going to do my I don't think so honey about something new in my life, which is frustrating. This is our 60-second segment we take to rant and rave, rail, wreck things in culture that need to be all those things. So here we go.
You have something.
I have something.
This is Matt Rogers. I don't think so. Honey. His time starts now.
I don't think so, honey, that you can develop new allergies. If I, my entire life, haven't had a thing, I don't want the thing at 35. Suddenly, what a random age for you to attack me, goddess, or Mother Nature, whoever. What I'm talking about is the fact that I sometimes have to put a little makeup on for our jobs, and I think that around my eyes, you can see I've developed some sort of contact dermatitis, rosacea, and more around my eyes. It's suddenly I have a skin allergy.
30
I have
seconds.
I gotta go hypo, I guess. They're saying words to me like hypoallergenic, and I have always loved going places and them saying, "Do you have any allergies?" and saying no. Suddenly you're gonna throw this barricade in front of me, and I'm gonna have to leap over it like the
15
hurdler
seconds.
would. And I don't want to hurdle. I want to sit on the side and enjoy my life of not this rash. I don't think so, honey. And
5
I still
seconds.
have more time, huh? Itchy, boo, boo. I don't think so, honey.
Itchy, boo boo. That's 1 minute.
I all of a sudden it'll be
I'm
the
sorry.
day after
No,
or
it's
2 days
crazy.
after my face will break out. Suddenly I have sensitive skin. Why?
No, because our immune systems are trash.
Hate that transition.
What? What do you mean?
Our immune systems, they do get worse, don't they?
It's out of our hands. I don't know why we haven't evolved out of makeup.
Oh, you're probably right.
I'm saying, but I don't know. We're like,
Do we need to psychologically and emotionally and spiritually evolve out of makeup?
yeah. Well, but mostly physiologically evolve out of makeup because it's just the allergy that's getting
You're
me.
right. You're right. Exactly. And either would work.
Yes.
We could physiologically age out, but we do like to have it for play. But yeah, no. For some reason, it's been happening, and I guess I got to see my derm.
I
Always like
think
the derm.
the answer to why late in life at first I was okay. It was so hard not. I had to respect that it was your time because I wanted to be like,
Tell me all now.
no, I just my own thoughts. Not like I have any real information.
Yeah.
Just I think about this.
But why do you think they happen?
Well, because there's so many things
Yeah.
being put in our stuff that we have no fucking idea. I mean, we're having the microplastics conversation.
we
but
are
I
having
don't
that
even want to pull
conversation.
at this thread because then people weaponize that idea,
Yeah.
which is true, but then skew it
To be something else.
To be something
to
else.
be something
No,
else.
You're
And
right.
I don't even need to list
No, we all know.
examples.
I know that I have a PS5 controller in my brain. That's the amount of microplastics that I
You
have.
think that it's they
It's
they
enough.
say that the amount of microplastics in all of
Is
our
a spoon.
brains is it's solid matter if they really were to put it together. It's cuckoo crazy.
I have at least quadruple that. Based on the microwave meals that I eat for pleasure
Oh.
when I am stoned. And I'm going to go home and eat my
Lasagna.
Michelinas.
Yeah. Do you ever have a microwave lasagna?
All the time. My Stofers, and I've been cutting back
I'm
ever
sorry.
since the microplastics conversation
I'm
has moved in this.
sorry.
I'm glad we're talking about this.
Come out of the closet.
I have another food thing, and that's my I don't think so, honey.
Okay. This is Bowen Yang's I Don't Think So, Honey. His time starts now.
I don't think so, honey. Eggs. What the fuck? What are you? Someone explain to me the egg of it all. It's a bunch of plasma and a yolk, and there's a film around that where if you crack the egg, the membrane of the egg is the thing that makes it hard, so that if you have shards of egg in your container in which you are trying to whisk the egg, it is virtually impossible to take out. To extract a shard of eggshell, you need, guess what? Another piece of
30
eggshell to scoop it
seconds.
out. But then that runs the risk of more eggshell going into the fucking thing that you go, no, I guess I'll try my luck with a spoon, a chopstick. But then, no, it is never worth it.
15
and
seconds.
This morning, I've been practicing my one-hand egg crack because guess what? I turn myself on. That's That's right. I get off to myself when
5
I crack an egg with
seconds.
one hand. And then I looked like a damn fool eating a shard-filled omelet while I could have been having something actually normal. Just don't eat meat. Only eat... don't go animal-based. Only plant-based.
That's 1 minute. I didn't know you. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, don't even do that.
No. I could not agree with you.
Sit down. No, but that doesn't deserve a standing O, Jinx.
Yes,
I
it
love
does,
you.
because I have spent my whole life
Yeah.
having to explain to people.
The egg, the shell.
No, it's just like, first of all, yes, you are correct on all of that. But the standing ovation was just to find another person who had that
Who's
many
like you.
complaints
I'm
of
with you.
eggs, because they are such a popular food. The way you scoffed,
Well, because I had them today.
right? Okay, that's what I've dealt with my whole life. Is everyone likes eggs?
Everyone loves eggs.
And do I like things where eggs are an ingredient? Of
Sure.
course. But eggs,
Dealing with them.
eating them as the thing, I don't like.
It is horrible what
so
they start
also
as.
dealing
Yes.
with them, but I don't like the flavor. I don't like the texture. There's so many ways to prepare them. I've tried them all. Don't like them.
Don't
right?
like them.
I don't like eggs. But then I say that, and then people think I'm vegan, so then I have to go on this whole fucking thing.
Uh-huh.
And if they don't do that, then I go, I don't like eggs. And they go, you don't like eggs? Have you tried them scrambled? Have you tried them fried?
Oh.
And then I'm like, oh my God, please not again with the eggs. So most of the time when people, and then it's like, you don't like eggs? Are you vegan? And I'm like, yeah, I'm vegan. Because I'm like, this will save
Just
time.
Right.
let's.
And then the breakfast I am delivered
Is
nothing because they didn't have anything
It's a piece
vegan.
of bread. It's so shocking whenever anyone thinks that just like a piece of bread is toast.
It's sliced
A piece
fruit
of bread
and
is
some
not toast.
No.
It's rule culture number 6. A piece of bread is not toast.
The creativity that disappears when you say, I don't want an egg in my thing. Well, they go, oh, well, I guess we could do...
We don't have any tofu. It's like why? I think it's because of the consistency.
I
They
don't
think
like the egg
No.
itself. So anyway, I feel like you can like eggs themselves, but your
He loves
ability
them.
to hate them
Oh, I
that
hate
much
them.
at the same time, to hold that much capacity for of hatred for eggs. I have finally found one other person who at least shares some kind of passion about that hatred.
I have a bad comedy idea for you guys.
Oh my
You
gosh.
and
Eggs.
Jinx should sing Rihanna. Hate that I love you so, you know that one, but like with eggs in the back. This is like a bad comedy idea you'd do at like Littlefield in 2013.
But I'm the hate.
Those were the days.
And I represent the hate, and Bowen represents the love.
yeah. And I feel
Totally.
like
And
it's
it's
just
very like
eggs.
90s throwback.
You guys would
Ebony and Ivory
tear at
with
that.
me and
With
Bowen
you and Bo.
Yang.
a duet with Jinx.
You know, eggs.
imagine.
A
eggs
duet with Joe. Bowen. A duet with Joe. Joe.
You could
Oh, but I do
never
want to
be
say this
Joe.
about the microplastics and the
Yes, yes.
Michelinas. I always said Michelinas. Anyway, listen,
Michelina.
I ate them.
Gasolina and Michelin together.
Donde
ate
más Michelina. I ate them in college.
Yes. Delicious.
Delicious. Listen, though. You were in Wicked.
Yeah.
Those are like $1 a pop. I'm sure they're like, what, $5 a pop now? They were $1 a pop in college.
Yeah.
The Michelinas.
Are you
Yeah,
saying he
you could probably get a deal.
There's something about...
The point is, you
Michelina
can get
deal.
something that is exactly like that might cost more, but it will be so much kinder to your body, and it will satisfy all the same things. And I'm not even saying healthy. You have reached this point in your career that if you want to get a take-home, take-and-bake lasagna, or if you want to get something that you put in your oven, I know. You know what? You probably have the money to get one of those, air fryers?
The number?
I mean, there's so many things. You could really step up your game, is all I'm saying. Unless what you need is the Michelinas. In which case I totally get, because I have a can of Dinty Moore beef stew for the very same reason.
I was
don't
going
eat
to
beef
say.
anymore, but I know that there is going to be a day I just, once again, need to taste Dinty Moore beef stew. I used to do it on tour, and Michelle Visage would say, starting your day with a little Dinty Moore there, because it would be 9 a.m. and I'd be eating beef stew
The
because
number
my
of
body
SpaghettiO
clock was all off.
cans in my pantry would freak y'all
SpaghettiOs.
out.
I get them once in a blue moon. I need SpaghettiOs.
The
I
Chef's
just need them.
Boyardee beef ravioli in a
But
can.
that's not microwave. I make them on the stove.
There's still but there's plastic
still
in that. I'm sure it's all processed
Here
in the
I am
same
sitting
plant.
on my high horse. You can't avoid it.
It's crazy, and it's
I'm probably
my
like-
favorite food.
There's some more. There's some plastic.
Listen, we can't escape.
I'm sorry. I should have cleared it with you before.
No. I feel like
You're used to
No,
Because
this.
I'll
he's
tell you
used
what
to
was
it.
really good.
Beautiful.
Our reactions. So it'll be
Cool.
on
They'll
that
cut to
camera.
us.
No, they'll cut to us. Don't worry.
I just also got very self-conscious that I might have not been tucked, but you know what? I'm embracing.
We're
the
not. We're
ability
Hollywood.
We're
not be
framing it
magic.
out.
Thank you.
Okay, Bo.
You don't bleep it. I want people to know that it's an anxiety
Okay.
I deal with.
Are you ready to do your I don't think so, honey?
Hold on.
Good.
Yep.
We have
For
to
sure,
make
for
sure
sure.
that we are clear.
Totally. Okay. Are you ready now?
I hope so.
This is Jinkx Monsoon's I Don't Think So, Honey. Her time starts now.
I don't think so, honey. Where has everyone's manners gone? Where the fuck have all your manners gone?
please.
Where have all your manners gone? Because I am so serious. I feel like if I try to empathize and if I try to figure out why no one has any manners anymore, and I think it's the pandemic and we all had to socially isolate, and it was like, don't say hi to your friends. So we took that on, but like manners, it's not going to kill you to hold the door open for 2 seconds. It's not going to kill you to not be a cunt to people while you walk down the street. You know what happened to just common decency? Look up from your phone when you're having a conversation with people, And while I'm clearing the air, it's like, condoms, what's that all about? I paid for the research. I donated my money to that cancer research fund.
5 seconds.
It's a moot point anyway. I have diaphragms now.
And that's 1 minute. Whatever happened to good breeding and
Nice
manners
Is it nice
and-
manners and
But
good
the thing
breeding?
is I
Hopefully both.
Can I
Hopefully
tell-
both.
you know that I thought long and hard about everything we discussed today
Oh,
that
yeah.
I knew was on the docket, right?
And you wanted to really give
No,
it to
thank
him.
you for speaking
So
to this.
I really thought long and hard about that, and I'm like, is this gonna sound classist?
It's not about class.
It's literally common decency.
It's don't slam the door behind
and
you when you see me coming.
I don't think it's no small fault to our leaders showing no class or decorum that now people feel like that's out.
There's social malaise, and therefore everybody is in their own little space.
And listen, in Times Square, I'm just trying to get through as quickly as possible. But I'm not being a cunt while I'm doing it. In fact, because I'm from the Pacific Northwest, I would rather go out into the street and walk around a crowded sidewalk. Maybe I do it in a huff if I'm late. I try not to be late anyway. But I'm so passive aggressive that I'd rather walk around the issue than say excuse me, because I'm so scared it's going to come out. Excuse me.
And in which case you wouldn't be having you'd be having good manners.
Excuse me,
You'd
could you
do
get your
gritted
5
teeth.
children wrangled so that I can get to my rehearsal, please?
Get your kids
I don't
wrangled.
want to say I'm a Broadway star, but that's what we're talking about
They
here,
know.
and
They
you're
know.
making
They
me
can
late
feel
to
it.
rehearsal.
They can feel it as you swiftly pass by.
So anyway, I have a personal investment in people like remembering to just be decent to one another, for many, many reasons. One, because I'm a person and we're all just people, and like, how the hell are you gonna make life hell for everyone else? Like, that's who you want to be. You want to add to the problem. You see a problem and you want to add to it. You want to press the door close button. I'm in a building where I have never seen so many people get on an elevator and press the door close button frantically.
Like in front of you as you get into their
One
view?
time,
That sucks.
but mostly it's like I'm in. I hold the door open for them to then watch them go. I'm like,
Yeah, it brings out
it's
something
breaking
animal, the
my
elevator.
brain. It's breaking my brain because I used to joke like, people are like, how'd you get to be so polite or whatever? And I'm like, I just was raised right. And
How'd you get to be so polite?
That's
such a
how'd
beautiful
you get to
thing
be
to
so
be asked.
sweet? How'd you get to be so sweet? I asked you very nicely. Won't you tell me very kindly?
Matt TV.
How'd you get to be so sweet? I could also do why Mad TV is a big part of
there's a
culture
whole
that made
episode
me.
about Matt TV that we have to
When
do.
I had a
Uncovering.
podcast, it was my goal to have all. I had Nicole
cast.
Sullivan. I
Mo
had
Collins, Stephanie Weir, fucking
You've had 'em
Deborah
all?
Wilson. No, I'm saying like you need to do
let
this.
me tell you, I would love to host a reunion the way Andy Cohen
should.
does with Housewives, and just
Andy
talk
Cohen.
about
As him,
Mad
as,
TV.
as drag him.
if there were any reason to do like a live hijinks. Oh my God! I think you just. Do I have to
started
pay
here.
you now?
No, we can talk about
Royalties?
producer stuff off air. On air, we're gonna say no, absolutely not. But then we're like really mean and
I want
sharky
a
with
cut
our
of that.
lawyers.
I want a cut of that tour you do with the Mad TV women.
Yeah, oh no, nothing
Mad
happens
women.
here that we don't
my
have a
God,
piece
it
of.
writes itself.
Are we getting this?
Don't
camera?
anyone. I want to produce it. I'm going to produce it
Well,
myself.
we're all gonna
Unless
co-produce.
you want to be an angel donor. Of course.
Angel donor out there.
Talk to me.
Listen, Jinx is still not married till the 28th. We had the time of our lives, but of course we did because you're fucking
amazing.
brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
And we
you
love
both
you.
are as well.
We love you dearly.
Thank you.
We end
Every episode with
every
a song.
single episode with a song. Do you know what's in my head? Do you wanna have fun? Fun. How's about a few laughs? I could show you a
Fun laughs.
good time.
Fun laughs.
Good time.
Fun laughs. Good time.
And then there's a bunch of stuff about what happens when you walked in the joint. You can find it online. Bye.
Las Culturistas is a production by Will Ferrell's Big Money Players and iHeartRadio podcasts.
Created and hosted by Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang. Executive produced by Anna Hosnier and Hans Sani.
Produced by Becca Ramos. Edited and mixed by Doug Babe and Monique Laborde.
And our music is by Henry Kapersky.